Nikolaos, thank you for having us here at a workshop at the Volos Academy of Theological Studies. We have been dealing with religious studies and doing research on religious studies. Can you tell me how the situation for researchers on religious studies is in Greece and the Greek area?
Yes, it's my pleasure. First of all, I would like to thank you for being here. It was our pleasure to receive you. I received Resilience members in this, on the occasion of this opportunity of the Volos workshop. In order to understand the situation regarding religious studies in Greece, you need to have a general idea about the context that we are living in. The context is that, according to the most recent polls, the Greek people claim that in 90% or more they are Orthodox Christians. So from this starting point, you will see directly that the majority of the people follow a certain religious tradition. And in that sense, it is difficult for the state or for, let's say, institutions to provide a different perspective, because we have already two theological faculties related to the state, two ecclesiastical academies related to the state, and all of them are confessional in terms of what kind of education they provide. So, taking into account this general understanding, it is difficult to find a religious studies, let's say, department or something else. The only thing that you can find is different courses in different universities, but in a local perspective, not in a wider, for the wider audience. So this is the context that we live in, but Resilience will give us the opportunity to open it for researchers in different religious traditions, because since 2015 we received many immigrants from Middle East. The majority of them are not Christians or Muslims. We have a important religious minority, Islamic religious minority in Thrace. So we need to open our mind and our hearts to the people and give them the opportunity to serve their religious studies through Resilience. The situation is that there are not many opportunities to do research in religious studies as a subject in general. You have the opportunity to do research in theology, Orthodox theology, Christian theology in general, but not in a wider perspective. So we need Resilience to give us the opportunity to open it to the wider understanding of religion, as studies in religious tradition in general, not only for Orthodox theology.
And do you have an idea, Nikolaos, how Resilience could open this to other researchers and maybe to researchers in other countries?
It's a good question. I think that by being a member, as Volos Academy, being a member of Resilience Consortium, this would give the opportunity to create a hub, let's say, a meeting point for international researchers to come to Greece from different cultural, religious, and national backgrounds. And that would give in the future, not today, in the future, the opportunity to open, let's say, research for religious studies in general, not only for Orthodox theology. So Resilience could contribute a lot to this direction.
Yeah, and I hope we will develop in this direction, Nikolaos. I was also wondering to what extent the digital aspect can play a role in this dream you have.
Yeah, this aspect is very important today. This is also a lacking point in the Greek context. We don't have any, let's say, connection from a religious point of view to digital humanities. So I think, again, here Resilience could contribute a lot by giving the chance for new users and new researchers, younger researchers, to join a digital platform that could get a lot of benefit.
Yeah, you're mentioning the young researchers now in these days. We have met a lot of young researchers here, and you have heard about the research and the tools they use, and also about the challenges. What do you think that Resilience, as a research infrastructure serving researchers, especially could do for this group of young researchers?
Yeah, you know that for the last decade, because of the financial crisis we face here in Greece, there were a lot of cuts in funding, both from the state but also in general, in terms of subscription to journals, databases, and so on. So for a young researcher to have access to the necessary tools in order to conduct this research was quite difficult. So in this case, in this perspective, resilience could give both access to tools, digital tools, but also physical tools, but also give the possibility through TNA scholarship to have a flexible mobility to other countries. As universities, the Greek universities are members of Erasmus Plus program, but it is more formal. TNA scholarships give us more flexibility in this kind of mobility, so for young researchers it's quite viable.
And I heard you say the word access several times. Access is really key in this endeavor.
It is key. I would share one of my personal experience. During my PhD studies, it was quite difficult for me to have access to necessary journals or articles or essays that I would need to consult for my studies. I have to ask my friends from different countries in order to help me and send me the material. So, because of the financial crisis, this situation is quite difficult. So we need to move a step forward. At the resilience, I think that by becoming a contact point will much contribute to this direction as well.
Yeah, so
giving access to material resources.
And so that the young researchers can benefit from this and do their research even better than you were able to do.
Absolutely. It is for sure that a young researcher today has many more possibilities in their research, and I think that resilience could give them the chance to move in a more flexible way, to have access in a wider range of tools. This is something that we need to work on.
Yeah, this really touches me because I have the same motivation. We do it for the younger, especially for the younger people, so that they have a good future, can do their research in a maybe innovative way, in a productive way, and that we try to get rid of the boundaries and give them free access, and therefore the current TNA fellowship program is also important.
It's quite important, yes, because it gives the opportunity to young people, not only in a formal way, but in informal way, to have the opportunity to visit another country, another TNA host, to have access in the local context to material and resources. So that is something that we need to work on.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to collaborate with you on this, Nikolaos, and I wish you very much success in all your efforts in this respect.
Thank you very much. We are very much happy that we are part of this consortium, and I think that Volos could become in the future a hub of international researchers in digital humanities and digital religious studies.
Well, let's go for it, Nikolaos.
Thank you.